All right, guys, we're back with top four Edison Format Epic Cards and Games in Hurst, Texas. We got myself on the left playing Frog Heroes versus David Provonsil on the right playing Machina Turbo. So this is the largest Edison local I've ever had on the channel, 28 players. I was X1, I got fourth after Swiss. It was 5 rounds, cut the top four. And David was actually 5-0, so he was the 1 seed. We'll see who was going to move on to the finals and face the Sheriff Los' Value Turbo deck. Either myself or Provonsil. Now, I actually won the largest tournament previous to this one, which was 27 players, so I'm trying to go back to back. We'll see. I started off strong. I went first, opened Prodigy Substitute, which is probably one of the best openings this Frog Hero deck can have. So we'll see if Provonsil can out this. So I bounced back to Swap Frog. Oh, okay. So this was like I was only playing one Dupe Frog in my deck, and I happened to draw it, which is really unfortunate. So I had to, I had to bounce back to Swap Frog and extra normal the Substitute. That's why you see it there in attack mode. The risk, I know some people have experimented with one dupe because I don't like drawing it. That's why I'd rather just have one in the deck. I look at it kind of like the one Garnet, for those guys who remember like the Brilliant Fusion. Anyways. But sometimes it costs you not having two, like right now. Anyways, Provonsil, Mills Caius, Fortress, Ryko, and searches Lila. So I most likely set a discard trap. I don't remember if I'm playing Mirror Force. I think I played Mirror Force in my deck, but not Torrential. Anyway, David chooses to attack first. He hits my Dupe Frog for... Okay, so I know I don't want to take the damage here. So I discard the Swap Frog because I know he's going to pop my Regeki Break anyway. So I kind of want to stop him from milling and making like his pot averages live. So that's why I just chose the Regeki Break right there. And to save myself 1,600 life points. Alright, so here comes Treeborn. Also, I'm not main decking Uni Frog, which I know almost every Frog player main decks Uni Frog, but again, what I've talked about this a lot in previous videos. When it comes to frogs, one of the weaknesses I've felt playing this deck for a while is just you draw too many normal summons. And yes, Unifrog, the second Dupe Frog, they're all great when they're in your deck, but they also make your opening hands worse. So that's why I'm just... Like, some people experiment with 2 Swap Frogs. Oh, here comes Wing Blast. So what will I choose? I choose his set, which is most likely a Ryko or a Hamster. So let's see. He's Standby Phase, bring back Treeborn Frog. Okay. So I choose to hit him for 1,000. So now David's at 6K to my 8,000. So I'm also only on one Treeborn, which that is something that I thought about trying out, but I never had the guts to do it until I saw, I think his name is Dimitri, or I think that's his name. He got 3rd place at YCS Indy with one Treeborn, which again, it was something that I joked about doing, but I never had the... I just thought I'd be crazy, but it's okay. Sometimes I do miss the second Treeborn. I think here maybe David. Okay, so I bounced back the Swap Frog, extra normal summon extra normal the Ryza. No, sorry, extra normal the Treeborn and then tribute it for Ryza, and I set I put the set monster back on top of his deck, and then hit him for 24. So now we're at 8,000 to 36. And David sets the monster again. Is there a way I can Ryza loop him? Let's see what I decide to do here. Okay, so here comes Treeborn Frog. Summon Swap. So I choose to bounce the Treeborn. I could have bounced the Ryza as well. So now Ryza hits. Hamster. I must have another discard trap if I put back... Maybe. Maybe I should have just bounced the Ryza. If I thought his set was a hamster. So here he Raikos, targets my Ryza, mills Gear Frame, Cyber Dragon, Caius. Okay, so I must have another discard trap, and that's why I bounced the Treeborn. So there's the Avarice I kind of read David had from like the opening turn, because like this deck plays triple Avarice, and that's how it wins. So now David's gonna draw 2 cards. But let's see, what's David at? 36 to my 8,000. So now he sets 2 back rows. All right. So I already have a hero monster in my graveyard. So now we choose to activate Raigeki Break, discard the Treeborn. So I choose a set monster, which is the Plague Spreader. And then bring back Treeborn. I mean, if you really look at it, I really don't have much advantage. Like, I have a bunch of frogs on the field, but I only have 2 cards in my hand. Even though I've been abusing the Raigeki Breaks and stuff. But how many cards does David have? David has 5 cards to like my 6. So now we're at 26 to 8,000. Bounce the Treeborn. And pass. Now David stacks for a Plague. Tributes the Plague. For Caius, target the dupe. And then attacks Swap Frog for 14. I think David forgot that Swap Frog can't be destroyed by battle, but I'm not going to say anything. It's like, hey, you attacked Swap Frog. I didn't say anything. I always forget that effect too. Whenever I play the mirror match, it just, people will think about it with dupe. But anyway, here comes Miracle Fusion and David with the Solemn. So now David's at 13 to my 66. Treeborn is in my hand. And then here comes Stratos. I guess I grab Malicious Edge because Malicious Edge can deal with Caius. Yep. Now, what do I bounce here? The Stratos or... So I choose to bounce a swap. I could have bounced the Stratos as well. In case like I draw a Miracle Fusion or something. Oh no, I'm probably gonna, yeah. I have to, this is why I bounced the this is why I bounced the swap, because I need to get the Treeborn back in the grave. So now I bounce the Stratos again. So I bounce the Stratos in case I draw into a Miracle Fusion. I can like Miracle and then summon Stratos. So here, this time David remembered and attacked over the Substitute. It's a common mistake. I've made that mistake on camera as well. Okay, so here I have to decide, do I want to attack? My hand's not that good, so I'm guessing that David has a D Prison now, because he couldn't stop the summon of Malicious Edge. 1 Bottomless is gone, Solemn, so I'm guessing he's got D Prisons back there, or Mirror Force. So that's why I chose not to attack with Malicious Edge. It's like, I'd rather he deal with my Malicious Edge himself. And then see if he can. And this is one way he can deal with it. Compulsing, and then hits me for 17. And 24. So now I'm at 25 to his 13. He mills Mirror Force Gear Frame, so now I don't have to worry about Mirror Force. So I know one of David's back rows is not Mirror Force, so I can summon the Malicious Edge this time. And the only thing I'm afraid of is another D Prison, but... I mean, he's got 2 back rows. He already used his Solemn, so... He's got 5 cards, and I've got a bunch in my. Well, I mean, what's in my hand that we know? We know I have Malicious Edge and Stratos. Another thing is, this game I really missed the Unifrog. Okay, so here's the Ryza. So I must have drew another Ryza. So I have to choose, do I bounce the Lila back? Do I bounce the Caius back? See, David's trying to get me to bounce the Caius. I could bounce the Caius. But the reason I didn't bounce the Caius back is because, like, I think he has a Fortress in there. So this was a tough choice. Either you can see I'm taking a long time. So I can choose one of the back rows, or I can choose Caius. I can choose Lila. Yeah, he has me in a tough spot because I think like all the cards in my hand are normal summons. So I choose one of the back rows and I hit the compulse. He compulses my Ryza. And now I set a back row and pass. And David MSTs my dead E-call. And now he attacks for game. So it really didn't matter what I hit. If I bounce the MST, he's just going to compulse my Ryza and attack me for game. So the only thing I see there, obviously, I'm not talking about deck building. Obviously, if I had Unifrog or the second dupe, I probably win that game if they're in my deck. But as far as like, I felt maybe I could have bounced back the Ryza before he drew the Avarice. And like when I attacked over the Hamster, maybe I should have just bounced back the Ryza. I think that was maybe a small mistake on my part. I think I had Miracle in my hand. So I should have just bounced Ryza and then played Miracle. And it probably would have been a different outcome. But we'll see. Mistakes happen. David fought back thanks to that pot of Avarice that game. And also my hand was kind of mid. Like I opened strong, but anyways, that was a good first game. So David with the side deck Soul Release. And I upstart him. So 61, 9,000. Here comes Treeborn and David with the 4 back rows. So I slam down heavy. And David already pays half his life, so he's at 45 to my 61. Soul Release can be good in this matchup. But at the same time, I side in the second Treeborn Frog. All right, so here comes Soul Exchange for Malicious Edge. I don't want him to draw. Yeah, I don't want him to draw a card off Card Trooper. Because I can tell his hand is kind of slow. He opened 3 back rows. So, yeah, I don't want him to draw a card. So, Special Summon Swap Frog. And we kick down the other Treeborn. Now, where are we going to bounce? The Treeborn or the Swap? Oh, no, I can't attack. Hopefully here... I think I reminded him that I couldn't attack. We both forgot, but I think I reminded him. Well, I didn't take the life points off. Oh, no, see, I told him right here. Yeah, I fixed it. Yeah, he went to go fix it. See? I told him, though, I can't attack with the Soul Exchange. So David passes. So now here comes Regeki Break. Pop the... Pulling the rug. Bring back Treeborn. So bounce the Treeborn. Now I hit him for 1,000. So we're at 61 to 35. And I set another card. So now David's got 3 cards in hand. Let's see. What can David do? See, I think his hand is kind of slow. And me, I'm just abusing Swap Frog and bouncing back Treeborn. It's actually a play that Ryan and I told me I need to do more often, is to take advantage of like Swap Frog, bouncing back Treeborn, and abusing the discard traps. I think he got this from Rognak. Some of you guys who play online may know Rognak. He's like one of the most famous frog players. Ooh, so here comes Miracle. This is game right here. So David scoops. This is game through Gores. So let's see if I can pull off the famous Legacy 2-0, the backdoor 2-0 reverse sweep to get to the finals because I'm trying to win the largest tournament. I won the largest one previous to this. So we'll see, or will David's undefeated streak continue? Anyways, David sets a monster, sets a back row here in game 3. So here comes Nobleman of Extermination. This card, I believe, is not... Me and actually Ryan and I, shout out to him, talked about this. I feel this card's not as good anymore. Now that people are starting to main deck Yata Garasus and Jar of Greeds in like almost every deck. Yeah, that card might not be good anymore. Because you don't want to hit a dang Yata Garasu or Jar of Greed. Yeah, that's just... Maybe that card might not be good anymore. See, I'm testing out all sorts of different... I'm testing out Foolish and Mally in my deck because, like, Foolish on paper sounds good. Like, you can, if you open Foolish Substitute, you can go Foolish, Mally, Vanish. Or sometimes you open Slow, you can, like, Foolish, Mally, Tribute for Caius. So anyway, on the draw phase, I Regeki Break his Hamster, discard the Mally. Oh, this sucks. David opens the Gear Frame, get Fortress. So you saw here I didn't attack the Hamster turn 1. Now let's see if David drops the Fortress. Okay, so it looks like David doesn't have a way to special summon Fortress. Alright, so we're both still at 8,000. Me having played this Machina Turbo deck, I know how crucial Pot of Avarice is into this deck. So that's why I Regeki Break the Hamster, because I don't want him to start milling and stuff. Okay, so my hand, I feel like it's kind of slow. What would I set here? Treeborn, Dupe. Okay, so we got Mally, Stratos. Man, I'm playing slow. I normally don't play slow. Okay, so I decide to tribute the Treeborn for... Ooh, so he's got nothing to stop my Ryza. Then here comes Rhoda. Search Ocean. Do I have Swap Frog in my hand? I think so, right? We dropped Swap Frog. No, I don't know if I have Swap Frog. So anyway, hit him for 24, and David has that go scores I always talk about. Oh man, that hurt. I honestly didn't think he had Gores because I tribute summon for Ryza, right? Put back his trap card. So I'm thinking, okay, he probably doesn't have... So I'm guessing the back row is probably like a MST. It's not bottomless because I got rid of him, so it's not Rug. So my guess was that I bounced back either A, a Mirror Force, or B, a D Prison. So I really didn't expect the Gores, and this one hurt. So you can see here, I'm bringing out Mally because obviously that's a huge Gore. That's a huge Gores, a 2,700 attack with a big token. So I don't want him to be aggressive because I know he's got Fortress in his hand, right? So I don't want him to like just slam down all his cards and do a ton of damage. So that's why I brought out the Mally. And then here comes Fossil Dyna, attack over Mally, attack for 3, attack for 24. So I took 27 total. So now he's got Dyna, a token, and Gores. So here comes the Ocean that I searched the previous turn. And so that's the card I top decked with Ryza, which was Mirror Force. So I'm at 53. Set 1 and pass. And I have 1 card left in my hand. Yeah, this is not looking good. Oh, no, I got 2 cards. 2 cards. David's got a full hand. So I'm guessing David's a little afraid of Mirror Force here. But let's see if he decides to go for it. So he summons Lila. So no Torrential. Let's see if he pops the back row. Let's see what David does. So David is not afraid. So he hits me for 17. So now he probably thinks it's a discard trap. So I'm at 36. 24 with the token. And then that's game. So David's moving on to the finals. My hand was kind of slow that game. Maybe there was one thing I could have done. I remember I had Miracle Fusion, but I didn't want to banish my Treeborn Frog. But my hand was so bad, I probably should have just got rid of it. But it was tough. And then I lost to Dinah. Dinah just. But I think I'd lose that game anyway. He had just so much advantage. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed that match, and we'll be back soon for the finals. Bye, guys.